Hey everybody, Douglas Blair Roberts here, the Super Beta 400, the brown skin humor. Come back at you with a new type of video intro, and this is another tribute. Praise, salute, and approval video intro of awesome YouTubers, content creators, and just awesome people in quote unquote general. Yeah, this is vastly similar to my tribute to the deceased people, but I decided to do a whole nother one for YouTubers and content creators and other awesome people who are of course still alive and in my opinion doing great things. And the very first one on this list, which the link will be in the description box below, and the larger video will follow this one, and that is my salute and praise of predator poachers and CC units. Yeah, these are quote unquote, as you heard from the titles, these are movements and groups of peoples in YouTube channels, YouTube and social media channels dedicated to exposing pedophiles, child diddlers, predators, and getting them out and doing everything in their power to get them off the street, whether it's getting them to admit to their wrong and promise and embarrassing and humiliating them and traumatizing them so they'll never do it again, or if the person, he or she, mostly he, is uncooperative, they can just call the police. They can get their license numbers. They can just call the police and let the police take them and get them off the street, which is usually how most of their episodes end. It rarely ever ends the first way, with the person admitting he or she, mostly he was wrong. The very first one, which will actually be part of my Doug talks and rants, political stuff, political and current event stuff, current and past event stuff. My first one, the one that got me into this, was the popular YouTuber EDP445 being exposed as a pedophile, as he was, quote, as the memes say, he was caught in 4K trying to meet up with a little girl for sex, which he hilariously claimed, which is now a meme, that he tried to meet her for a cupcake. But yeah, this got me. While it was handled poorly, because EDP445 is still free and not in jail, I love what they did. I love the interrogation and how they straight up owned, exposed, and humiliated him live on TV. I would never condone public humiliation and bullying like that, but if you're a pedophile and a child diddler and a creep with no sympathy, you deserve it, man. You deserve it. I wish they would have finished it, and wish they would have called the police and got him off the streets. He's still roaming free. Now he's banned from YouTube and other social media platforms, but he's on Instagram and TikTok, which angers me. But my full-length rant on him will be in the description box below. There'll also be a short narration on my Doug A798 channel for people like for people who want to see the for people who want to see the long version. For people who want to see the narration picture version. I'm not sure if I'll use EDP445's picture though. May just use a movie or video cartoon of mine. A picture of a movie, video game, or cartoon of mine. I don't know. But anyway, that's what this intro is. So with that being said, let's get started right now.
for another salute and praise of awesome people. And it's time for a solo remake of my praise and salute of real life superhero, the Crimson Fist. This is an updated version. Because when I recorded my first version, where I paired him up with the late great Dale Popple, the superhero, I the information I gave about Crimson Fist in that video was dated because it was based upon videos I've watched from years ago. But then I discovered his Facebook fan page and the real life superhero media, which updated me to where his current whereabouts are. So yes, this is my remade salute and praise of the Crimson Fist, one of my all-time favorite and number one favorite real life superheroes. Happy to see he's still active, and I hope in my travels and adventures one day I hope I get to meet with and work with the Crimson Fist. This guy has one of the coolest this guy has, in my opinion, the coolest costume and the coolest resume, and not the most badass, but the best superhero of all time. I like his costume and gimmick. He's something straight out of the Japanese animes and mangas, superhero animes and mangas, One Punch Man and My Heroes Academia. My Heroes, yeah, Academia. Like I said, he mostly focuses on community, self-defense, outreach, and quote unquote charity. However, on his first night when patrolling, he did, of course, he of course saved a man from being beaten and mugged by two quote unquote other man, and he's one of the more quote unquote respected superheroes, even getting respect from former and most popular, most notable real life superhero Phoenix Jones, who wanted him to handle the quote unquote, who wanted him to establish a Georgia version of his Rain City superhero movement, and it led to the brief creation of the Gate City superhero movement, but it dissolved after several months. But the Crimson Fist kept patrolling the area. The Crimson Fist, most of his abilities are unknown, but he does have a bulletproof vest, crime prediction software, and stun quote unquote Knuckles. Stun Knuckles. He was formerly of Team Justice Inc. Justice Inc. here in Georgia, but then he moved over. Then he relocated to San Diego, California, and joined his current team, the California Initiative in Oakland-East Bay. Happy to hear he's still patrolling. And is part of a brand new team. But I like the now defunct Team Justice Inc. Team quote unquote better. So yeah, according to his bio, he first began doing safety patrols and outreach in downtown Atlanta. And according to several old videos of his, he was inspired to become a real life superhero after problems with substance abuse, and this is where he decided when he could after his recovery, he can use his recovery to quote unquote help other superheroes. In 2009, he began an alliance with fellow female superhero Metadata. The pair would eventually marry in 2011, and 2011 they would later quote unquote split up split up. Yeah, in 2014, him and his team were invited to present a TED Talk at Georgia Tech University. The same year, they also gave a presentation on a theoretical crime prediction system at Patriot Hacker and Technology Conference in Nashville, Tennessee. It was here that they met and became members of the Freeside Hackerspace, with whom they collaborated with to create a system described in their presence. The following year, the group returned to the Freaknik to present the fully functional system. This same year, unfortunately, him and Metadata divorced. In 2016, like I said, Crimson Fifth left Georgia and moved to Southern California, and he began patrolling San Diego, often working alongside the Extreme Justice League. Additionally, they began organizing monthly team-up patrols in Hollywood featuring members of the Extreme Justice League, California Ronin, and former members of the California Initiative, Los Angeles. In this same year, they also participated in the Hope events in both San Diego and San Francisco. At the end of the year, they retired from active patrolling due to medical issues, but continued supporting various mutual aid anti-fascist efforts in San Diego under their civilian identity. Sometime in 2019, they relocated in San Francisco Bay Area and quietly began assisting the California Oakland-East Bay in outreach efforts while starting to train for a return to patrolling. In June of 2020, they came out of retirement in response to the rise of fascist violence, adopting a new logo, red and black suit, and they began performing weekly patrols of Oakland Lake Merritt area before locating their efforts to combat racist attacks in Chinatown. In January of 2021, they began doing weekly outreach missions in San Jose, occasionally partnering with other local heroes and mutual aid groups. In August of 2021, they joined the California Initiative Oakland-East Bay. In September of that year, they were awarded a certificate of appreciation from the Oakland City quote unquote council. So yeah. His first team, Team Justice Inc. His first team, Team Justice Inc. was a team started by leader and real life superhero Master Legend that consisted of Asteroid, a guy named Capes who doesn't have a page, Lady Hero, the late great Dale Popo superhero, another cool superhero named Symbiote, and another one named quote unquote Jaguar. I think the Symbiote and Jaguar are both currently actually the Jaguar is still he's still around. The Jaguar is still around. However, the Symbiote, in my opinion, the coolest, who's also an MMA fighter, he's quote unquote inactive. His current superhero group, the Oakland Initiative Oakland Bay, which is headed by a cool female superhero named Rock and Roll, and another luchador mask like superhero named Nightbog. She has equipment and first aid and whistle. She teaches self-defense classes, needle pickup, safety patrol, and outreach, and has a background in quote unquote martial arts. She's one of my favorites besides the Crimson Fisk of this new group. Then there's Nightbug, who also has martial arts abilities and blast knuckles, whistle, first aid kit, and he does safety patrol, needle pickup, outreach, and free self-defense, destruction, and cert. So and then other members include Others include Sharkado, Mi- oh yeah, other members include other members include Drago, Draco, Draco, and of course Vector, Vector. So yeah, um, yeah, and their Facebook, their fan page will be in the quote unquote links below, as well as the Crimson Fist. Come think of it, when I finally discovered the Crimson Fist's Facebook page, I was like, wait a minute, I thought he was from Georgia. Why does it say quote unquote Why does it say quote unquote California? Why does it say California, San Diego, California? At first I thought he was another Crimson Fist, so I was determined to find the one from Georgia. But then I learned, then looking at more video, looking at more photos, oh, it was the same guy. It was the same guy. And he's easily confused, because one thing I forgot to mention earlier is that for some odd reason, despite him being patrolling so long and being this notable, no one apparently knows his secret identity. How does not know it? You trying to tell me this guy was in Georgia for a long time, and now he's been in San Diego for a couple of years, and you're trying to tell me no one has actually discovered his actual identity and who he is, and quote unquote who he is? I guess his parents and loved ones, or if he has any loved ones, I guess agreed to keep quiet. But I thought someone would recognize him. Yeah, these secret identities things. I wonder how they pull. I wonder how the real life superheroes pull this off. Especially ones like him who really don't wear a mask. But yeah, this was my remade. This was my remade salute and praise of the Crimson Fist, to see my original dated version with the late great Dale Popo, who just called himself superhero, included. The link will be in the description box below. Alright, I'm finishing now. You don't hear the rest of the music, turn the video off right now.